Hi, welcome back to Adrian's model page. Today I thought we'd do something a little different and have a look at some of the figures that I'm actually working on. These will hopefully be ready for the show in November that we'll be going to at the Telford International Centre called Scale Model World. It's a big 2-day event and hopefully we'll see some of you there. Right, so as you can see I've got a Guardians of the Galaxy Yondu figure that I'm working on. I've got a basic coat of a fairly royal sort of deep blue on there, just to work as my base tones, and I've got several different shades of blue that I will be using to highlight him up as well. Besides that, I've also got one of Malik's 3D Designs latest figures out, which is the Scorpion figure. The stand for this one took a deviation out of my normal book and used two of Citadel's contrast colours, that being the Basilicum Grey, I think that is, and the Agaros Dunes. The brown was on the top, obviously, and the grey there, I think it's actually done a good effect at creating like a stone pillars. So there we go. The figure itself, the yellow, I originally put this FW lemon yellow on there, but was way too yellow. Nowhere near the sort of orangey yellow that it needed to be. So once that had dried, I then used, again, reverted to Citadel type, Cassandra yellow wash over there, and it's toned it down and give it a bit of an orangey coat. But as you can see, it does need probably a second coat on there just to bring it in line with what Scorpion's true colours should be. But it's just something that I'm working on in the background. My main passion, as most of you know, is Guardians of the Galaxy and Marvel films. So the Yondu figure, I'm really looking forward to this. I printed this on my Elegoo Saturn, and it's got a big base somewhere that I can't quite remember where I've put. But I thought today we'd just have a look and just do a little bit of dry brushing and just see how to start bringing up those facial features. This is an absolutely excellent sculpt. I can't remember where I got this one from. I think it was 3D Cults I paid for the file from. But a brilliant figure, and there is two choices of fins for his head, which again I'm going to have to make my mind up and decide which one I'm going to do. So let's have a look. First of all, I'm going to go over with a little bit of this MIG colour. This is dark grey blue. I originally got this for I think it was one of the MIGs that I built about a year and a half ago, something like that. The brushes that I'm going to use to dry brush are a very cheap set of makeup brushes. It came out, I think all in total it was about £6. This is a set here. As you can see, you've got brushes of all sorts of sizes on there. And for me, for dry brushing, why use it? You know, spend money on an expensive dry brush when you can use things like this. And these are absolutely ideal for what I use. So I'm sure I don't need to teach you to suck eggs, but the majority of the blue comes off. Get your figure and then literally just start dry brushing across. I don't know how well this is going to pick up on the camera, because this is quite a similar blue to what he is, one I've already put on there, but this is just going to pick up some of the raised detail before we go on to another one, an actual lighter colour. His scars there, I've been looking, and some of them show them as white scars, some of them show them as light blue scars. So I think when I do eventually come around to find detail in this, I'm going to have a look and see which course I'm actually going to go on. Already there's a little bit of detail just coming out through the cheekbone, on the nose, on the lips, and again just quite literally just drag the brush across. It's always easier to do far less first and then just build it up than it is to have too much paint on the brush and then suddenly find that you've got far too much paint on the figure itself. I'll put that to one side. Usually I wouldn't work so quick, but just for the sake of the video, I'm going to have another look and see whether we can bring out just around them scars area by using a second brush. Still not made my mind up with the jacket. It is a sort of like a red leatherish brown. but I haven't made my mind up yet whether I'm actually going to have a look at a colour and spray it, or whether to brush paint it. I think for the finish and that on the texture, it'd be much better if I actually just go around and use an airbrush just on the main leather of the jacket. Let's just have a little play above these scars here, just with a lighter blue. Pick out a little bit of the ear detail, some of his beard. I'll say it literally is just building up layer upon layer upon layer. Now I won't do any more now, because purely and simply I want the paint to be able to set more. All I'm going to be doing if I don't is putting wet paint on top of wet paint, and that's no good for anybody.